kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
Here's the former Sooner, Austin Seibert, to get this one started. And off we go from Cleveland. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 59 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here come the Browns now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, the Oklahoma Sooner, Baker Mayfield.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. First carry for Nick Chubb, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A terrific return, 30 yards all in all. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now a first down throw, Watson, with a catch made by Hopkins. Touchdown, Houston. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Texans push further out in front. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They go with Chubb on second down, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. So you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offense coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
From the 39, Mayfield, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's such an impressive first half to get that lead. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Yeah. Because I think the team's going to look at him.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Watch the run.
Watson with a give to Miller. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Mike, set. 18. Mike, I'm here all day.
3rd and 2, Watson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what
you think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 74 yards. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
This fielded at the 2. And it'll be an excellent return as he's all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. A first down carry now for Miller. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. After one, 17-7 is our score. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A shotgun snap for Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Texans push further out in front.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And Lamar Miller caps it off with a touchdown run. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, but it'll be 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Mayfield steps away to his left. This is caught. A big play that time for Cleveland. 54 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get a second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. They'll try again with Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Browns score. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. From the 22, Watson being chased out left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Miller. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans push further out in front. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the second time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right. You can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? They Reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham there to make the grab. And the Browns get a score closer. So up comes Mayfield as his guys will go for 2.
I'm coming for you. You
Here's Chubb to try to run it in. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do, because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And it'll be a terrific return here as he gets it down all the way inside the 30.
But when the highlight is shown of this play, all attention is going to be on the person running with the football. But how about the group as a whole? Setting up that big-time return, yardage that we won't even account for in the box score, may help them win the game.
On 1st and 10, Watson. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans push further out in front.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Well, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say, I'll put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. 25 yards that time.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Mayfield now from the 50. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. He finds Beckham complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 25-yard line. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On first down, it's Watson. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. DeAndre Hopkins once again the intended target, and now it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
Throwing again is Watson. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Mayfield, he finds his target, Beckham. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. This from 54 yards away. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Charles, 54 yards. I'm surprised that came up short.
I would agree with that one because normally, if he misses, it's accuracy, not length, because he has plenty of leg for that. But maybe it's like I hit my golf shot, you know, maybe it's like my wedge, you know, when you chili dip and you hit the ground ahead of it, sometimes that'll...
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 56 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This is the tight end, Njoku. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, of that marker. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards in a first.
Not sure I agreed with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agreed with his decision to run it. He picked up that big first down. I think he let his head coach off the hook.
That's what I was just going to say. If there's anybody more happy than the quarterback picking it up, it's the coach that saw him pick it up. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. From the 35 on 2nd down, Mayfield. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line. To throw, Mayfield.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. Well, he's done his part, Charles. No doubt about that. Maybe he's going to go over the sideline now and tell this defense, hey, let's go. Step up.
And if they do, they've got a chance because right now he's become a force that hasn't been stopped from his side. 3 touchdowns rushing already, eager for more. If they get any type of stops, we've got a heck of a game on our hands.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson, it's complete to Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon. And the Texans push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. Here's Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Now Mayfield lost the football. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 39. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 39-yard line. Mayfield finding Beckham. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big pickup of 38. They'll run with Chubb, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Browns get a score closer. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. A gain there of 30 big ones. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long. And I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Throwing on 2nd down. Watson forced out to his left. And he's in. It's a Houston Texans touchdown. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here."
Odell Beckham Jr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. Remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Dancing to his left. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the two-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. Gives them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So, line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Mayfield now. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And Watson's going to throw it here. He finds Hopkins complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Watson looks to throw again. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins there to make the grab. And the Texans push further out in front.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. I got it.
4th down, Mayfield. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Mayfield with it once more. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for the Browns. And even 50 yards. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory.